You mentioned that nothing changed except how I looked at it.
Yeah.
Which is wild because what you think is a tool for, getting out of a situation, what you think is right to get out of a situation, it's all really up here and how you look at things, right?
Yeah. Like we chatted about the lens and perspective shifting. Well, it comes down to like, we can't always change our environment, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's certain things you just can't change, and you have to accept those. But there are things we can change, right? And I believe that what's going on in your mind, you have the power to, just look at something differently and make that. It's a choice,
Yeah.
And so what's so crazy is that this world just has ways of trying to manipulate our choices.
Yeah.
And we get into this habit of following choices that we've been manipulated by.
Right.
And so my encouragement is to kind of jump into your mind and kind of look at what's happening and just being able to make, hey, wait a minute. My emotions right now is this, but why? How am I looking at this?
Yep.
Right. And so if my emotions of weight and stress and all this stuff started creating this kind of like stressful reaction out of me,
Yeah.
I had God gave me the opportunity and spoke to me through that, looking at it differently. And it was like, I just make a choice and look at it like he's showing me.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to use that. And it just controlled my emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm human. I can't control my emotions. That's one of the hardest things for most people in this world to manage, right? Is our emotions. But if we can just hone in on why we are feeling the way we feel, and if we agree with it, we can always shift the way we're looking at it. And so the tool is just giving you a new way to look at it. There's so many different ways you can look at a situation, right? I could have looked at my situation and come up with 100 different ways of how I want to look at it. But what is the end of what we want, right? I don't want to be stressful. I want to be at peace.
Yeah.
Right. And so with what I desired was peace, I had to look at it a certain way. And God showed me how to give me peace.
I love that. As you're speaking, there's another thing that one of the values or sayings that I live by is don't react, but respond. And so what separates them too is when something is thrown at you, and this is all under the umbrella of having a perspective, right? When you react to something, that's you're letting your emotions be the one to talk, be the one to do. But when you respond, you're thinking about logic and you're thinking about what do I do next out of with the information that I have to get to that peace, or how do I get there? And I love that. It's just like you said, you have the power. It's a choice to look at certain things, right? Certain ways. Talk to me about mountain climbing. Before I get into mountain climbing, respond. That's really good, man. It's responding versus reacting. I think that's really, really good because I just see it all the time, with myself, with relationships, with my kids, with just employees, with friends. 100%.
A lot of reacting. I mean, it's hard, right? We were just talking about this the other day.
You said we're humans, yeah.
Yeah, me and my wife and my my youngest Anuhea and her fiance Ethan. Just how easily that words can change your whole course in one day. What I mean by that is just opening up a text or somebody coming and saying something to you. And so the power of words can cause you to easily react, and so it's hard to just grab those words, however they sneak in or get to you or whatever it is, but to be able to pause, reflect, and then respond. I think it's challenging when it hits certain buttons or chords, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's something you have to train yourself. It's not a natural thing to just be, logical about everything. But there's a word in the word. There's a word where it says, your words have the power to bring you life or death. I mean, like you said, when words hit you, it's so funny because it's small, but yet the weight of it can be huge, right? Or can be super heavy. Yeah. But again, it depends on the responder, right? Or whoever's taking it. But yeah, that's crazy. Words, man.
Yeah. So my hope with the book is to give you tools, that little ways of applications that will help you take different situations, words, or different things that happen in life, and being able to help you shift your perspective and respond versus react. So that's like a big portion of this book is giving you those tools, and it starts with perspective and then your perception, and how you're going to see things or want to see them, and so I think, that's really the nature of the book, man.